I'm immediately regretting this mic decision. Welcome to my intentions for 2026. Given last week's vlog was a bit of a disaster, I thought I'd sit down and have a real think about what I actually wanted to do for 2026. So what better way to do that than to get out the old whiteboard and go through it like I'm some kind of intention guru. I don't think these are even intentions, these are just things I want to do, to be honest, but I thought if I put them here, then the likelihood of them happening is much higher, I guess. Everyone talks about having this kind of North Star. The way I assimilate that is, you know, a kid who, they'd say, I want to be a vet, and then they go through the school career, and then they become a vet, and it's what they've always wanted to do. And it's like, it's always been their guiding North Star. Turns out I don't really have a North Star. I don't have one of those things. I don't really know what I want to do at the end of it all. So I was chatting to someone over Christmas, and what they said is I need to concentrate on all the smaller things that I just like doing, and then that North Star should present itself. I came up with these, I guess you could say core values or pillars, whatever you want to call them, to try and, you know, guide where I want to go, or at least concentrate on these three and then some that circle around them. But I figure if I can do all of those, or at least do a little bit of all of those, it will eventually get me to finding out what exactly the fuck it is that I want to do with my life. The first thing, and I'm sure this is a big one for everyone, is financial freedom. Just writing this down really slow. Might edit this out. It's money, right? You need money to live. You need money to survive. I used to want to be a billionaire, multi-millionaire, because I thought, having money would be like the best thing ever, and you could do whatever you want. But ever since I had my daughter, other things have become more important, and all I need is enough to pay the bills, you know, go on holiday once or twice a year, give my daughter everything that she needs to grow up and to provide for her. That's all I'm really sort of gunning for, is just to have enough to survive, enough to pay the people I need to pay, and just leave me alone, to be quite frank even. The second one, which I've kind of sort of touched on already, is family. And basically what I've really come to discover, I would like to be in a position where I can spend quality time with my family without work in the back of my head. Because I have noticed when I'm with my daughter sometimes, you know, we're playing, doing whatever, and I'm there sitting going, I've got to write that email, I've got to do that thing. And then, you know, your phone's beeping and buzzing, and you've got to check all these messages because they're obviously really important. And that is something in 2026 I really want to minimize. I don't want to be spending my time like that. I want to spend it with them. So I would like to, you know, at least spend a few hours a week not doing that and not having her on the iPad. The third pillar, or core value, whatever you want to call it, is to do something I'm passionate about. So what should we call this? Passionate doing stuff. Doing stuff. Let's just write that. We'll do that. So I look at it and I kind of think, well, what do I really like doing? Now, obviously, I make videos for a living. I have done for many, many years. I'll be honest, in the last year or two, it's become a little tougher to find the enthusiasm to do it. Now, that isn't to say I don't like doing it. I do love making videos, but then that is partially why, and I'll come on to in a bit, like something else that I'm intending to do. And I do feel that it's to do with video, creating content online or something like that. It might sound a bit cliche, whatever. I've been doing it since like 2010, and I still haven't broken through yet. So I think, you know, I put in the effort, so it's about time I'm allowed to do that. But essentially, doing stuff I'm passionate about is creating stuff, and I don't think I've paid enough attention to that in the last few years because I've been so concentrated on making money and doing lots of boring stuff that I don't really want to do, or putting myself into situations that I don't really want to be in. And this is a very privileged place we come from, being in the Western world, is to be able to go, well, I don't really fancy doing that, so I'm going to go and try and be creative, make my own videos. And, you know, I'm in a position now, luckily, just about to be able to do that. And so that is what I'm going to do. To go on to the next thing of the things surrounding all the things that I want to be doing more of in 2026. One of those is making videos, like I just said. And that is why my intention is to create a YouTube video every week for this year. So times 52. I was already late on the last one, so now I'm trying to catch up. But that is the intention. I'm just going to be sort of documenting my life, making videos for other people, because that is something I'm going to have to do until I figure out which direction I'm going in. Because, financial freedom doesn't come for free. And I still got to do work for people and, corporate jobs and that kind of thing. And so that's fine. I'll do that. But I do want to concentrate on doing my own thing. And then hopefully that will open up some other doors into some other places. That is something I've wanted to do, been afraid to do, been too lazy to do, worried about doing, all those kind of things. And this is part of this next thing here is I just want to kind of chase discomfort, I suppose. Look at me on my... I can't believe I'm doing this. It's such a stupid idea. I don't want to say I've lived a comfortable life, but I've never really sort of pushed myself out of my comfort zone. I have in places and it's worked very well for me, and I know it works well, and I know for other people it's worked very well. And once you push yourself past that envelope, past that place that you don't really want to go, things do happen, doors do open. So I'm going to try and do something that I don't particularly like doing or don't want to do, trying to do it every day. But, being the introvert that I am could be tough. This is another one, is going to the gym. That's not a G, that's a 6. Gym. Now that is something that makes me feel incredibly uncomfortable. I hate going to the gym. I don't really like exercising. But once I passed 40, I suddenly realized that metabolism is not what it used to be. Mobility is not what it used to be. And so in order to preserve myself for a lot longer, because let's be honest, our generation ain't ever retiring, 3 times a week would be pretty cool for me. I'd deal with that. That's a good one for 2026. 3 times a week in the gym. God, I'll be hench by the end of the month. Let's go down here. I want to journal more. I used to do it a hell of a lot in the last couple of years. But again, life gets in the way. But I found that even just writing, stream of consciousness kind of stuff, or just notes on the day, things I enjoyed, things I didn't enjoy. I have a lot going on up here, and it's very hard for me always to get it out. Everything works so fast, but then trying to get it out of my mouth and to tell people about it or do something about it I find that it's a struggle for me. However, when I'm writing, it gets a lot of that out. And so to have that practice of doing that every day, I really like. I don't even know if this makes sense, to be honest. I feel like I'm just mind dumping onto the world. Let's go down here. Well, is it woo-woo? I don't know. Meditation. Meditation is something I love doing. I went through a period of doing it for 15 minutes every day. And believe it or not, it was pretty life-changing for me. The amount of calm I felt, clear thought, that kind of thing. And then I just purposely ignored it. Because I did that thing where you know what? Meditation makes me feel it makes my life better. It makes me feel much better. But I don't want that, because that would be, that would be good. And I do have a habit of massively self-sabotaging. But we do these things. That's what happens. But that I want to get back into. So now I've been doing that for the last few days, and it has already had a profound effect. And I enjoy doing it. I encourage anyone to do it. Doesn't really matter, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. If I could go for a full-on hour, that would be pretty cool. Maybe I'll build up to that. Another thing I'd like to do more of is reading. And by that, I mean actual books, because making videos and generally creating content, you spend a lot of time online. At the moment, this is my pile by my bed. A couple of fiction and then a couple of self-helpy, I don't want to say self-helpy, but non-fiction. This is non-fiction. No, it's not fiction. It might be. Depends whose reality you're in. Marcus Aurelius, Meditations, The Lessons in Stoicism, which I imagine will probably be pretty much the same thing. Books of Blood. I found out about this new genre, which I'd never heard of, called splatterpunk. The Great God Pan, this is it's like weird fiction. So that's reading. I just want to do more reading of actual books in 2026, which I have been doing, but just not enough of, so I'm going to do more of that. Right, I think that's about it. I'm sure there are other things I want to do, but I'll add those as I go. I guess this is the part in the video where I go, if you've been setting intentions and goals for 2026, comment below what they are, and we can have a big community discussion about it. So you can do that or not. Thank you for joining me on my whiteboard journey. I hope it inspires you to do something. I don't know. Oh, actually, hang on a minute. There is something else I want to do. I just want more fun. Stop taking myself so seriously. Someone told me that over Christmas. I take myself too seriously. Not something I'd considered, but when I thought about it, yeah, maybe I did. So more fun. Just got to figure out, how can I have more fun?